The Taurus Gemini cusp. So we're on the cusp right now as I'm filming this video. So we are talking about May 17th through 23rd, where we're in this transition between Taurus, the sign ruled by the, and Gemini, the sign that is symbolized by the twins. So Taurus is a very stubborn sign, a very stick it to it sign, where you're going to go out into the world and make, well, bank first of all, and what do you want for a job, a profession, or any goal that you want to achieve, and having the drive to do so. Because Taurus can really put those blinders on and say, okay, this is where I'm going to focus my attention, and I'm not going to rush to get to the finish line. But just like the tortoise and the hare, just like the turtle, just like go the distance, slow and steady does win the race. So I'm going to take my time, step by step by step by step, with a lot of patience, but conviction, to achieve the goal. And it's not all about the prize at the end, it's about the journey. And that's another thing I want to say too. And so Taurus has this delightful, sensual nature, this sweet nature, because it is ruled by Venus, the planet of what do we find beautiful in our life? What kinds of things do we want to surround ourselves with? What kind of environment do we want to live in? Do we want to live in, when it comes to like painting your walls a certain color that makes you feel certain energies, certain feelings? Like a yellow wall would be bright and light and very refreshing, like a, blue wall would, yellow walls, give you that energy, um, and the brightness with that. The food that you want to eat, um, the people in your world, and your relationship with them and how you want to love, as well. That's another thing because Venus rules both Taurus, which is material pleasures, and then Libra, which rules relationships and harmony in relationships. So that is Taurus. And then we have Gemini, and that's ruled by Mercury, the planet of the mind. You know, maybe the lower mind, Uranus is the higher mind. But anyway, Gemini is very versatile. Put a Gemini in a situation and see, how can I stimulate myself in the situation? How can I make the most in the situation? Well, where am I sitting right now? I'm sitting on a computer, which is a huge stimulant for Gemini. I have bookmarks of recording tools across my screen. I have a keyboard that I can type, brand new computer that I'm using, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, all those things. And I also have, if I didn't say it before, books on my bookshelf, history books, novels. Because Gemini is also um, learning, because it's the first air sign, and air signs want to take in information granted them through communications, consuming communication. And so the downside of Gemini is getting so scatterbrained. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that. Focus the energy. Taurus is fixed, and Gemini is mutable. And so, with the versatility of Gemini wanting to change and like, oh, let's try this idea. Have you ever thought of this? Ooh, this looks interesting. adding variety. Like, what are the trends? What are the new, cultural type sort of, traditions of what is hot right now? Like, let's explore this style of making clothes, or this style of food, for instance, or this particular person and how they were significant in history, like Marilyn Monroe. She was a Gemini born on June 1st. And I think I typed in most famous woman in the world. She probably popped up. But so, you know, Taurus can be stubborn, Gemini can activate the mind. And so this is known as the cusp of energy. So Taurus is an earth sign. Um, why do something if you're not going to reap results from it? Why do something? Why make the cake if you're not going to be able to sit down at the table and be able to eat it and enjoy the pleasure of eating cake? Why go to all that trouble to build a building and not complete the project? But oh, I don't want to stick with the one way of doing it, the hard way. Work smarter, not harder. Communicating with others, collaboration. How can we work on this together? Let's explore. Let's get into what we want for the building. Do we want, how many bathrooms do we want? Both functional areas and also the fun, interesting areas like Gemini, a bookshelf. What kind of books do we want in the bookshelf? What kind of amenities do we want in the house? What kind of entertainment apart from that do we want to have? So it's this kind of energy. It's a mixed flavor. So Gemini plays a huge role, and Taurus focuses the Gemini attention. So it really, really serves the sign rather well. And so that's a little bit about the cusp. And so learning to relax, because Taurus is also very chill, very relaxed sign. Basking in simply taking a bath in your, you know, shower, taking a nice, easy stroll, a walk down the neighborhood, sitting outside, and being in the presence of Mother Nature and the food, the trees, the grass, the flowers, the birds chirping, all these types of things. So, meditation, anything to ground the mind, Taurus grounding, and Gemini the mind, because Taurus is a very grounded sign, and Gemini ruled by Mercury is a little bit hyper. And Mercury also rules Virgo, and that's also a hyper sign. And I said this before, Virgo, I have other videos where I said this, Virgo is practical and it's also very detail oriented. But is it grounded? How grounded is it? Yeah. You may need the Taurus energy to ground the Gemini, ground the Virgo. And Aries is semi-square to Taurus. And so, in a way, I've talked about the Taurus Aries cusp before. But so, with this cusp, anything having to do with, mental health, affirmations, journaling, writing down your thoughts, getting all that stuff onto paper, releasing it, jotting it down, all those types of things in life are very, very important. I would say. And, there's several other ways I could go with this, but that's just basic information on this cusp and what it is about. Thank you for tuning in.